And today we are starting unit number 4, okay, of international finance. And unit number 4 title is Taxation Systems and Legal Aspect. Unit number 4, Taxation System and Legal Aspect. Under this unit 4, we will be talking today, that is international double taxation and its ways to regulate tax, then tax evasion, DTA. What is DTA? I will be explaining you within this session. So these are the topics which we are going to touch today. Okay, and I have text this topic also in chat box. You can refer your chat box. I have typed that what we are going to cover today. Please refer your chat box. Just go through your chat box so that you will come to know that what topic we are going to cover today. And maybe in next session, I will share with you the PPTs. Okay. Am I audible? Can you hear me? Fine. So just go through your chat box. I have typed the topic which we are going to discuss today. Everyone, please refer chat box. Today we are starting unit number 4, that is taxation system and legal aspect. Under this taxation system and legal aspect, we will be covering.
Yes, sir.
Yes, we will be covering double taxation and its ways of regulation. What are the rules and regulation to avoid double taxation? And then tax evasion. And then we'll be discussing DTA. That what is DTA? We'll explain you within this session. And I also mentioned that the PPTs will be shared in next session. Okay. Now, in regards to the international tax, in a couple of sessions, we have been discussing the various aspects of business at the international level. And then we also discussed that how the foreign currency, that is exchange, is to be used, and then what are the ways and means of foreign exchange market, like say swap, forward. And many things we have discussed in regards to the international finance. Now today we will be touching the taxation point. So far in last couple of sessions, we never had discussion on taxation. Am I correct? Did we discuss about tax at international level? We have not discussed about the tax matters. But today, in regards to this unit 4, we will be discussing the pros and cons of taxation matter, which are involved into the international business. Okay. Yeah, may I know from which place, from which location you are attending session? Any student who is attending today's session, from which location? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
From which location, from which place you are attending session?
It's a traveling, sir.
Which location? Which place? Can you repeat? Which place? Okay, Pune. Oh, I got that you typed Pune. So, now at your location, do you have power over there, or there is a power cutoff? What is the situation? Power is there, or is there a power failure? Electric power? Hello? You are traveling. Okay. Okay. So right now at my place, I am also talking from Pune, but at my place, there is no power, and that is why uh, from last couple of hours there is no power, and even my battery is also down. So I am not able to show you PPT. But I felt that even though if there is no power, but we can have session through mobile data, through mobile data. Wi-Fi is off because of power, but my mobile data is working. So I am utilizing mobile data and having an online session with you. That is why I am not able to share PPTs with you. But surely, whatever point we are discussing, those PPT will share you in next session. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Fine. Thank you.
Yes.
Now, in regards to the there is one say which is mentioned in the International Finance book that which was by the Justice Holmes. He mentioned that taxes are what we pay for civilized society. I like to pay taxes. With them, I buy civilization. Civilization. The meaning of this line is that whatever tax we pay, whether it is national or international, it is for our civilized society. I like to pay tax. He said that I like to pay tax, but this is exactly opposite in society. Most of the people, they don't want to pay tax. So they want to avoid tax. It is avoiding tax. It is known as tax evasion. Tax evasion. Avoiding tax. It is known as tax evasion. What is your opinion in general meaning? People they would like to pay tax, or they don't want to pay tax. What is your observation in society? Yes, please. What is your observation in society? People they would like to pay tax, or they want to avoid tax? Yes, please. What is your observation?
Pay tax.
People, they like to pay tax, or they like to save tax, or they want to avoid tax. There are three statements. People, they like to pay taxes, or people, they like to pay less tax, or people like to avoid tax. What is your observation?
Pay tax. We have to pay tax.
Repeat, please.
People like to avoid tax.
Yes, people would like to avoid tax. So generally, most of the people, they go with this statement. They would like to avoid tax. And when people thinks to avoid tax, it is known as tax evasion. EVASION, tax evasion. So tax evasion, it is not a good thing, but this is the mentality of people. As you have rightly said that people would like to avoid tax. Now avoiding tax, now this has become challenge for the government. Now how to persuade people's mind to pay tax, so that if people pay taxes to the government, then government can utilize that amount for the betterment of society, for the better civilization. So whenever we pay tax, maybe in form of GST or any other tax, income tax, please do remember that you are buying civilization, because with this money, government, they spend for infrastructural facilities. Now, can you give me some example? What do you mean by infrastructural facilities? Where government spend this amount of our taxes, whatever tax we pay to the government utilizes this amount for infrastructure facility. So, what are the example of infrastructure facilities? Anyone? Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So, how government utilizes this amount? Anyone? Whatever tax we pay by way of personal income tax or business tax, or whenever we buy things, we pay tax. Yes, yes, please.
Roads, schools, homelands.
Infrastructure facilities such as uh, construction of bridge, highway, flyover, then construction of metro, construction of dam. Now, construction of dam. Who construct dam? Who construct dam? Hello? Who constructs flyover? Who initiates the construction of highway? What say? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
So construction of highway, construction of dam, who does this thing? Who does? Can you answer me? Who does this thing? Construction of dam. Who does this thing? Construction of dam, who does? Please give me answer. Hello? Hello? I am asking you, who does? No idea. Okay. Okay. Uh, you construct or me construct? You have done that construction of dam? Any one of you have you done the construction of dam? Hello? At least you can answer this question. Have you done this construction of dam, construction of flyover, construction of highway, construction of metro? You have done.
No.
So even I have, if you are not done, even I have also not done. I have not done. You are not done. So the government is doing these things. Government. Now, when government does these things, construction of dam, construction of highway, construction of flyover, so this is being done through the amount which government has collected through taxes. So this is the major source of government, tax. And that is why the statement it is that whatever taxes are what we pay for civilized society, I like to pay tax. With them, I buy civilization. So this facility we enjoy by paying tax. And the country or the state where there is a minimum tax or no tax, then that country may not give you the infrastructural facilities. So that problem always exists. So if you want infrastructural facilities and if you expect proper civilization, then you should not hesitate to pay tax. You should pay tax happily. So because of tax, we get facilities. Even in last 1.5 years, whatever vaccination doses we have taken. Have you taken a vaccination? Are you done with the vaccination? Corona vaccination?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay. Have you paid any charges for this vaccination?
Free, sir.
You have paid charges?
No, sir.
No. So, this is the facility which is given by government. Okay. Through government hospital and maybe some other sources. So, government has given this facility. Government has borne this amount. Now, you might be aware, every dose which is costing about 300 rupees per dose. Now, likewise, government has given about 100 plus crore people dose, and most of the people they have taken a double dose also. Now, and even some people have taken booster dose also, booster dose. Now, one dose, if it is costing 325 rupees per dose, and plus the manpower involved, that is doctor, nurses, that manpower is also involved. So that charges. So you can imagine that per dose, which is costing about 500 rupees. So just multiply 500 multiplied by 130 crore, and you will imagine that how much amount government has spent just only on the vaccination in India. I'm just giving you the example that how government is making these expenses. So these all expenses are being done through taxes which government has collected. So government need money, and with this money, government gives us facility. Are you following me? Are you getting my example?
Yes, sir.
Now we will go to the next discussion, next topic for discussion, that is international double taxation. If you refer my chat box, I have mentioned international double taxation and ways to regulate this. Now international double taxation. Now sometime what happens, suppose now when double taxation happens, source country, now there are two countries involved, source country and origin country. Now let me explain you the term what is source country and origin country. Origin country, it is the country where a person resides, a person stays, and source country, it is the country where the person has earned income. So there are two countries involved. Which are the two countries involved? Source and, yes please, source and what? Which are the two countries? Source and, can you answer me? Which are the two countries involved? Source and origin. Source and origin country. Origin country, it is the country where person stays. That is known as origin country. And source country, it is the country where the person has earned income by way of business or by way of having foreign exchange transaction. That is source country. Now let me give the example. Now suppose there is a company, the company belongs to India, and they have opened their branch in France country. Now while making business in France, now whatever income they are earned in the France, so naturally France country will charge tax to that person. Am I correct? Because the person has earned income in the France. So don't you think that France will charge taxes, or
Yes,
France
sir.
will not? Yes. So you are agree with that? France surely they will charge taxes. Why they will charge taxes? Why France government will charge taxes? Can you give me answer?
Because the person is working in
Yes, because the person has earned income in the France. So that is why France definitely will charge. Now, if that income, if that person has invested in India, okay, now please try to understand my example. The person has earned income in France and then France has charged tax on that income. Now, what that person is doing? The same income he is putting in India. Now, since that person, he is from India, because he is the resident of India. It is known as resident of India. So, do you think that Indian government will charge to that person, or they will not charge if he puts his income in India? What is your guess?
I think no, sir. Maybe
Why not
still,
Indian?
but this
Indian
person is investing in India
when person invest
because
in
he is
India.
staying in.
Uh,
Okay,
okay, yes,
then it will
you are
be
right.
possible.
Uh, then what is your guess? Indian government will charge tax or they will not charge?
They will charge.
They will charge. Now here, a person who is actually doing business at an international level, if France government is also charging, Indian government is also charging, so that person naturally he will feel that I am tax double, my income is tax double. That kind of thought he will have. He will have this kind of thought or will not have.
Yes, sir.
What do yes, he will have that thought surely. So you are agree that. Now, if person feels that unnecessarily I am being tax double, now here the next thought comes in that person that if government is taxing me double, then I will try to avoid paying tax. So that kind of second thought the person will have, and there is nothing wrong to have this kind of second thought because both government are is charging same person. So naturally he will think to avoid tax. Now, in order to not to have second thought, what is the second thought? What is the second thought?
To avoid the double taxation process.
Yes, to avoid the tax. So that kind of thought will be in the mind of this person. Now, in order to not to have second thought, both government will have strategy and plan to encourage people to pay tax, and not only to pay tax, but they will see that the same person should not be charged double tax. And if both governments put this effort that not to charge double tax, so the next thought will come in the mind of person that government is taking utmost precaution about double taxation. And if this utmost precaution, if it is conveyed to the person, then what will happen? What do you think? What will happen? I repeat, if that person gets message that both government is taking utmost precaution that not to have a double tax to us, and government is taking maximum precaution, so in that case what will be the reaction? What will be the reaction of that person?
It will be beneficial for them.
Yes, it will be beneficial for that person and the person will pay. Now, as you are rightly answered that it will be beneficial. Now, in order to form this kind of opinion at an international level, both countries, that is France and India, as I gave the example, there might be America and India also, but our example I have quoted France and India. So France government and Indian government will ensure that the person should not be taxed double, and that is why they enter into the agreement. Both government, that is France government and Indian government, will have agreement that is known as relief to the person. And when this two government forms agreement, it is known as bilateral relief. Bilateral relief. Are you getting me? Bilateral relief.
Yes, sir.
So it is known as bilateral relief. Now, there are two type of relief: bilateral relief and multilateral, unilateral relief. Bilateral and unilateral relief. Now, first we will understand bilateral relief. And after understanding bilateral relief, then we will understand unilateral relief. In bilateral relief, there are two kinds of relief which is given to the taxpayer. There are two kinds of relief. One relief as per section 90, as per Income Tax Act 1961, because in India we follow Income Tax Act 1961. In France, which is their tax act, I do not know, but they also have their tax system like we have. They might be having their tax system or not. What do you think in France? Or they don't have tax system?
I think
They also have their own tax system. France government is also having tax system, and we also have a tax system. But being a citizen of India, you and me, so since you are pursuing MBA, so you may not be aware, but I am a faculty, so I know that there is a Income Tax Act 1961. Which is the Income Tax Act?
1961.
1961. As per the 1961, under section 10, there is no income tax for agricultural produce. Whatever agricultural produce is there, there is no income tax. Are you getting me?
Yes, sir.
And as per Income Tax Act 1961, section 90, that is 90. Under 90, they have given two reliefs, that is bilateral relief and unilateral relief. Under section 90, bilateral relief, there are two type of concessions are given. One is exemption. Exemption meaning is where tax are exempted. Means त्याला म्हणतो आपण टॅक्स मधून सूट देणे. सूट मराठीमध्ये त्याला म्हणतो आपण सूट देणे. In English we call that the exemption is given. So there are certain things which are exempted from the tax. And the second concession, it is giving tax credit, giving tax credit to the person. Now let me explain you one by one. First, what is the first thing I mentioned? Can you remember? What is the first thing I mentioned?
Bilateral relief.
Yeah, under bilateral relief, the first is exemption. Exemption. So there are certain exemption given maybe by France and maybe by Indian government. So this kind of agreement country will have to make with other country. Now let me tell you, our Indian government has done almost this agreement with more than 80 countries as of today. As on today, more than 80 countries. 80 पेक्षा जास्त देशांबरोबर आपले हे करार झालेले आहेत भारताचे about this bilateral relief. So it's a good thing or it's a bad thing for international business?
So for as per the economic concern, it's a bad thing, but as per the trade, is good thing.
As per the trade concern, it is good thing. From
Yes,
the
sir.
taxation point of view, it is always good thing because people are getting assurance from the government side that government is paying maximum attention in regards to the tax structure. So I want to conclude this. It is a good thing from the business point of view, so that people should not feel that they are paying double tax. So exemptions are given. So as I mentioned that bilateral agreements we have done more than 80 countries. 80 पेक्षा जास्त देशांवर आपले करार झालेले आहेत. And the second is credit. Credit means what? Suppose if person has paid let us take example. Suppose if there is income, say 100, income is 100, and this France government has charged at the rate of 35%. Now, when the same income, if it is divided in Indian Indian place, that is in India, as per Indian Act, suppose if there is a 15% tax, 15%. Now here on France government on 135%, that is how much? That is how much? Yes, please. On 135%, how much amount? Hello?
Is
35% on
Sorry, sir.
100 is 35 rupees. 35 rupees. Okay. So from 100, 100 is gross income. On that income, as per the France government, the person has paid 35% tax. So from 135 goes. How much amount is left? How much amount is left? Can you answer me? From 135 goes 100 minus 35. Am
So
I audible?
65. Yes, sir. 65.
65. Now, I am explaining you the second process. One is exemption, another is credit. Now, how Indian government will give credit to that person? When that person brings income to India, that's 65 rupees. When he presents income, this 65 rupees to the Indian government, he will mention that I have paid to France government 35%. Now here Indian government will give credit 15% because there is an agreement between France and Indian government. So Indian government will give the credit 15%. Credit means Indian government will not charge to that person. In fact, they will give credit because that same amount they will get from the France government. So now 15% on 100 in rupees income. So how much amount is that?
15. 15.
Yeah, 65 plus 15. How much is total? 80 rupees, na? 80. 65 plus 15. Am I correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So 80 rupees will be net income after tax of that person and not 65. Not 65, but the net income will be how much? 80 rupees. So this way, double taxation avoidance agreement. If there is a double taxation avoidance agreement between the two countries, that is known as bilateral relief. So the person who is doing international business, he gets benefit out of this bilateral relief as per section 90 of income tax 1961. Have you understood this example?
Yes, sir.
So under a bilateral relief, there are two type of under section 90, there are two type of concession given. One is exemption, and what is second one?
So relief.
Second one is getting credit.
Sorry, yeah.
Credit.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So there are two type of concession. What is the first one? Exemption. First one is exemption, and what is second?
Credit.
Credit. Okay. Now fine. Now you got. So under a bilateral relief, these are the two concession given to the taxpayer. Now, as per section 91, where no agreement exists. Now, till now we have discussed about the agreement, but this also happens that there is no agreement between two countries, but there is international business happen, but there is no agreement. In that case, both government will charge to that person. Naturally, they will charge. Okay. Now, when there is no, it is no in technical word, it is called as a treaty. 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 Please listen this word properly. It is known as treaty. Treaty. And what do you mean by treaty?
Karar.
Treaty means agreement. Okay. Karar. Treaty means agreement. So when there is absence of treaty, that happens under section 91. Section 91. And it is known as unilateral relief. Unilateral relief. Are you getting me? Unilateral,
Yes, sir.
unilateral relief. Okay. Now, bilateral and unilateral relief. Basically, these are the two reliefs which are given to the taxpayer. And as I told you, in next session, I will show you PPT so that you will understand in detail. But whatever we have discussed in this session, I told you that source country and origin country. Okay, and then I also explain you with the example that how in bilateral relief with this example that 135% and 15%, how the person income it comes to 80 rupees and not 65 rupees. As per the France tax structure, from 135 goes remaining 65. So that is his income after tax. But when he gets that income to the Indian government, he gets credit on that income. That is at the rate of 15%. So 65 plus 15, because 15% on 100 rupees. So his net income, it comes to 80 rupees and not 65. So this way, the person is saved from the double taxation and he gets benefit. Vice versa, if not saved from double taxation, naturally he will go for tax evasion. Tax evasion will be there, and tax evasion, it is bad for both the countries, because people will see to avoid tax. Either they will avoid tax in France or they will avoid tax in India. So both government will have adverse impact. Am I correct?
Yes,
Both
sir.
government, yes, both government will get this setback. Either France government or Indian government, they will not get this much amount, and this will be badly affected. This will be badly affected on both the country's economy. So, from the point of view economy, this double taxation avoidance agreement (DTAA) has been formed between the countries. DTAA, double taxation avoidance agreement, and in this agreement, the countries have meticulously studied that how to motivate people to pay tax, and the same time people should not be troubled with the double taxation. And if you trouble them with the double taxation, then they will develop their mindset not to pay tax or to avoid tax, and this is not beneficial to the country, whether it is source country or origin country. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Both country will not get benefit, either source country or origin country. For both of them, it is not good. And with this interest, both governments are going for this agreement. And as I told, for Indian government, how many countries they have this bilateral agreement, bilateral relief? How many countries? Do you remember that figure?
So at least 57 countries,
80.
80 countries. Okay, so sorry, sir.
Yeah, 80 countries. Indian government have done with more than 80 countries this agreement. That is, and what is the short form of agreement? DTAA. D stand for double, T for taxation, A for avoidance, and last A for agreement. DTAA. Can you repeat? What is the name of agreement?
So double taxation avoidance agreement.
Yes, double taxation avoidance agreement. And under this agreement, there are two sections, section 90 and section 91, section 90 and section 91. Section 90, which covers bilateral relief, and section 91 covers what? Section 91 covers what? Unilateral relief, unilateral. Section 90 covers what? Section 90. Hello?
Your voice was breaking, sir.
Just a minute. Now, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello? Section 90 covers what?
So
Section
bilateral.
90, yes, correct, you are correct. Section 90 covers bilateral relief, and section 91 covers what?
Unilateral reliefs.
Yes, unilateral relief. So this way, this double taxation avoidance agreement is taking utmost care at an international scenario. And from the point of view, management student, you need to understand these rules and regulation in regards to the double taxation. That no one should have doubt that at international level there is a double taxation. Now, if the country, that is origin country and source country, if they belong to bilateral relief, and it is 100% sure that they are not being taxed double. But yes, if they are out of this bilateral agreement, means if they are into the multilateral relief, then there are chances to have a double taxation. Now the country who are into this agreement, there is no scope for double taxation. There is no scope for double taxation. Now, let me tell you the meaning of tax evasion. Tax evasion means what? Avoiding to pay tax. That is known as tax evasion. And is it good thing for a country, tax evasion?
No, sir, it's a bad.
Yes, it is bad. Absolutely. Tax evasion should not happen. And if tax evasion happens, and that is why there are income tax raid which are being put in the business houses and individual homes. If they get information that a particular company or particular person, he is not paying tax or he has avoided tax, then through return or through information, income tax officer, let me tell you, they are not fool. They are very smart people. They know that how the particular business or person have avoided tax, and they have a skill and tricks to find out that how people are making full to the government. So this is the mechanism through which they regulate taxes and tax evasion is being controlled. Hello,
Yes, sir.
hello. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So this was about today's session. Any doubt? Yes, please.
No,
Any
sir.
doubt?
No, sir.
So rest of the things we will continue in the next session. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.